he is. Here we are, Barney. You ain't been here for a while, have you? Hey? Have you? Have you now? Good boy. Hiya, folks. Me and Barney's back. Doing a little bit of gardening now. Come and join us, see what we're up to. Well, here we are, back in the polytunnel again. It's been a few weeks, I think, or maybe a week or over a week anyway, since we've done our last gardening vlog. So let's just keep you up to speed to show you what's been growing and what we need to do now, obviously, to plant stuff out. The final things that have been left on the worktop here are ready to be planted outside now or into bigger pots because they're getting a little bit pot bound. And that's mostly the tomatoes, which I've got left over here as well. So let's just show you around to show you what we've got and how things have actually come on. Well, as you can see, these tomatoes here, for example, they've really bulked up now, these stems, and you know, we need to be planting these out now. These are my asters, as you can see there. They really need to go into bigger pots now, so I'm going to be doing that very shortly. And here's them bluebells I planted a couple of weeks back, or maybe 3 weeks back, I'm not sure now, but they're actually coming up now. And they're lovely old things, the bluebells. The bell peppers have really started to take off now. As I say, these sort of stayed small for ages, sort of that sort of size. And as I say, they're coming on now. The thyme has flowered, as you can see there. I've got some which I've actually planted out here, tomatoes, so they've got to go out. We've been eating the rhubarb, as you can see, all the young shoots, the smaller stuff starting to come through there now. And the coriander over here, as you can see, it's really sort of blossoming now. As is the cauliflower, the cabbage, not the cabbage, the lettuce there is starting to bolt a little bit there in the middle, as you can see there. So we've not got much, we've been eating this, so that's all okay. So I'm gonna have to plant some more of that. I planted some more radishes. This was actually 3 days ago, and look at what's happened in 3 days. All I've done was sprinkle a packet of seeds over there and water them, so they're coming up a treat. The kale is actually very, very tasty. It's very earthy and irony in flavour, so we've been eating that and cutting that and eating that. Now, nothing's happened really with the leeks. I know there's some grass going up in here. Now, these leeks I grew in actual earth out of the ground, and nothing's really happening apart from the weed and grass growing up. There's the curly cow, which is growing nicely. Now, these are the turnips, and you might think they look a bit bad, but leaning over like that. But that's because I didn't water them yesterday and halfway through the day before, so they just wilted because they wanted a drink. Once I water them, they will actually come right back up and all stand up like a big bush again. The onions, as you can see, look at the size of the stems on these onions now, how they're thickening up, look. So that's them there. The bulbs are getting bigger there. I don't know if you can see down the bottom there, but they're coming up all right. The spinach we've been cutting back and eating, as you can see, that's coming up now, and it's starting to bolt. The cucumber plants are slowly starting to grow now, and they're getting a bit bigger, so we're quite happy with that. Here, look what I've just found. Look, on the inside of the polytunnel door. Look, he's gonna have to go outside. Anyway, you'll sweat there, mate. Right, so as you can see here, everything is really lush. Now, these are the same turnips as you saw in the log in the polytunnel, and look how much the foliage has grown on this, being out in the raised bed there. They've actually covered up all them leeks that was in there, so I don't know whether they're still going to blossom or flourish in there, them leeks that I planted there. These are the brassicas here, and as you can see, the broccoli is starting to develop its heads now. Now, this one here, for example, is growing quite tall, and I don't know whether that's going to bolt or turn to seed or whatever, but there's nothing real more I can do with these apart from keep them well watered out here. And as you can see, the Savoy cabbages are starting to bulk up as well. Now, on the broad beans, as you can see, they've now reached the next level, which is the top wire mesh, and they're climbing up lovely there. And they're actually we're getting quite a few now, as you can see, look, dotted all over the place there, all the way along there. The broad beans are actually really starting to come out now, and we'll be picking these very shortly. The peas are a bit slow around this side, and not really doing anything at the moment. As you say, they're very slow, that seems to appear. They're appearing there, but there's nothing I can really do about that. Now look how this horseradish plant, this is Pete, look at Pete Froud's horseradish root that he sent me. Look at the size of these leaves on there, look. That's really now developing, Peter, as you can see there. Look, really big compared to the size of my hand. That's the size of them leaves there, look. So I'm well pleased with that. That's the raspberry bush there, which is really taking off. And as far as me squashes and pumpkins are concerned, that one, as you can see there, somehow has been decimated by something that's been eating it. Don't know what, but it started to eat that leaf on that one, but hopefully this one will survive. These are the courgette plants, by the way, so as you can see, it's been really noshed about, that one. And so is this one here, for example. This one is the pumpkin. One leaf or two leaves are completely gone. I don't know what's getting in there and eating them. And then these little gherkin plants at the moment appear to be okay. So I'm happy with that. The sweet corn at the bottom here is still growing. I'm leaving it in these pots just to see what it does. Last year I grew it in the ground, as you probably know, and they grew very, very tall, but nothing really happened with it. So everything's really growing well. So I better get some watering done inside the polytunnel now, and because we've had plenty of rain out here, that's why all this stuff out here is really lush at the moment. So I'm just going to water the stuff in the polytunnel and then start planting some of them stuff out. Here, look everyone.
Look who's here. Oh, look at them.
What? Look who's just turned up, look.
It's me.
It's my wife. And Duchess, look. Duchess is here as well. So, where have you been, Sharon?
Shopping.
Shopping.
I got some t-shirts to do.
What's that on your mind, baby? Ah.
Chunk of love for you.
Yeah. Barney's here.
What's that in there?
What? That's a flower. I think that is. Oh, I don't know what that is. That's an intruder.
It's a visitor.
That's the actual plant. 'Cause that's a bulb in there. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that like a blinking cucumber plant or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. See, I'm tempted to leave that to see what it grows into.
Surprise.
So yeah, I just told the people I've got to replant all this up here and get these.
Be a good boy.
Why?
Don't know.
It's father. Here, look at him. He's going in there. Look. He's doing it again, Barney. Look, Duchess is coming in now to have a little look around. Look. Yeah, so I just told I've got to replant all these today, hopefully, and get these.
Can't nobody help you with it, that?
Yeah, hold on. Let's have a look. Come and see what we got here. Right, this is our melon. We bought this at a garden centre. We planted it. Now it just seems to be wilting a bit. Now I'm keeping it well watered. It's not drying out at all, and I don't think it's over watered. So has anyone got any idea? It's just built-in compost. So I'm not too sure whether or not there's something we're. Eh?
It's built-in compost.
Well, it is being built, isn't it?
Plant it.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure whether it's something we're doing or whether it's the compost we're using or whatever. I've been giving it the odd bit of tomato feed as well. So say that again. What was that?
Do you know when the onions are ready?
How do we know when you'll be able to see them? Surely. Look how I was just telling the people how the stems have really fixed up over the last couple of weeks or so. And Sharon wants to know, how do we know when the onions are ready? Well, anyone out there? Sharon, ask them, not me.
Please let me know when the onions are ready, when we know.
Well, obviously,
How we know.
yeah. I mean, these, for example, I've seen a lot of people with wire frames around their onions, but I believe that if they're growing out in the wild, they would just grow anyway. They wouldn't have wire
In
frame.
the field, sure they do, and farmers do it, don't they?
Yeah, so I mean, now like the long shoots of the onion, or whatever you call them, they're sort of drooping over and breaking off.
There are bits of onions you don't need.
Yeah, I know that, but that's all part of the growing thing.
When this goes though.
I don't know. But they're growing up nicely anyway, so I'm going to leave them in here. I was going to put them outside, but I think I will leave them in here.
I've got some outside.
Is there some outside?
Yeah, back there, look.
One tub. Well, that's a good comparison then, by having a box that are outside to see which ones grow better. So far out there, the turnips are growing a lot better out in the raised bed than they are in here, because the heat is a big factor in here. Obviously, it does.
Take it out.
Do you know, I never thought of that. We could actually take. There's no reason why we can't lift that out and take it outside. We will do that, because that way, it's because if you don't get out here religiously every day and water, what's happening is everything starts to wilt. So you've religiously got to come out here every day and water, and especially if it's hot. If you have a busy couple of days, that's what happens. But by the end of the day, they'll all be standing up again. So let's get them outside, Sharon. Good move.
Right, good thought.
Good thought. Don't damage them. Ready? Well, should have thought about this before, but again, I've not been in the garden to think. No, I haven't. I've been busy, haven't I? I've been busy working on cars. Now, take that little plant out of there. Yeah, we'll move it down a bit because we move that tree over then and put it in there. Because that's right near... Well, it won't be in a minute because we're going to water, aren't we? That's what we're here for. On that tree, go on. I'll hold the tree up straight. That'll do. Right, now we can put that in there and see what happens there. They'll probably do a lot better standing out here, you see. Eh? Well, move everything along a little bit. That's all you got to do, isn't it? It's common sense, really. That's it. A little bit more, that's it. What's that? Weeds at the back there?
Yeah, lovely stinging nettles.
Well, we'll get rid of them, Sharon. There's a glove in there somewhere. Barney, out. Barney, out. Go on, out. That's it, that'll do for the moment. Right, well, that's a bit better. In there, Sharon, can you get that? Is there a glove in there? There's a glove in there, I think. I'll get that big weed. They can't. See, if you leave these blinking weeds, they just grow up and up and up. And then they get to the stage where they'll release their seeds, and then you'll get more weeds. So get them out. And especially if you pull them out by the root, rather than cut them off, just pull them out by the root. That's what I find anyway. Yeah, I can't wait to have these runner beans. We didn't have runner beans last year. We had broad beans, as I said before. And I'm the only one who eats broad beans. Right, now this has to go in. Well, I'll give it back to you. No, I'll do it, don't worry. It's all right, I'm talking to myself. Right, let's get these weeds out of there. Look at the size of them. Oh, got to be careful. Oh, unbelievable. Should have long sleeves on. Get them by the root and pull them out. Pull them out. Bit of the roots left in there. Now this is what Barney does. He rips these up. I will do. I've already been on that one, Sharon. Sharon, can you put that plant back there? I don't think that's growing at all, that is it? Barney, out. That was a blueberry plant. That's not growing. We might as well dig that one out, isn't it?
Yeah, use it as a tomato.
Yeah. Right, we'll get that pot out here then, and we'll use that pot and we'll plant some tomatoes in there. Get it out.
Slave, isn't I?
Yeah. As I say, yeah, we give it a go, and sometimes they come up, sometimes they don't. This was bought from a garden centre. This was, I think it was a blueberry plant. I want to get to the stage where I can tidy up my workbench now. It's getting a little bit messy. I've still got some flowers I want to plant here as well. But the garden's not really in the state for flowers, to be honest with you, at the moment. There's lots of work needing to be done. So I should get my finger out, really. Right, let's put that up there. Yeah, well, this was a... Sorry, it was a blackcurrant plant, look. That's one of the ones we bought from the garden centre, if you remember rightly. And nothing's really happened with it, so I'm going to get rid of it. And we'll try again next year. There we go, look, that's just come out very easy. So, going to get rid of that. So here's our pot, what we're left with. Again, there's little bits of growing things in there. Get rid of them. Look, these little plants and whatever. Just get them out. Because we're going to be planting some tomatoes in here. And make use of this pot. And get it productive. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a dig over. It's very moist actually. I don't know whether it's been over watered or what, I'm not too sure, but we'll give it a bit of a dig. Now technically speaking, I shouldn't have to feed this because this was fed right at the beginning when I planted the initial plant, and I put some probably some chicken poo in here and some fish blood and bones and all that. So I'm going to leave it as it is. As I say, I'm just literally agitating the soil on the surface. And I'm going to find some of these tomato plants which need to go out, basically. These, oh, there's a little bumblebee there, look. Or is it a hover? No, I think it's a hoverfly. And he's gone straight on the rosemary. Not on the rosemary. Let me show you. There you go. I don't know if you can see that, look. Loving the flowers on the thyme, look. Lovely little bit of nature there for you, look. That's what we like. That's why I keep the top doors off of this polytunnel, so that you can get all the animals, bees and stuff, come in here and actually pollinate the flowers. And because I think you need things like that for the cucumbers, for example. They need to cross pollinate or something. Right, so let's get this plum tomato plant out of here. I haven't watered all these on the top because I find things come out better when they're drier. As you can see, look, that one's pretty pot bound there, look, so I'm going to leave it in 2 like that, so I'll just tease these roots out a little bit. As you can see, I'm not damaging them. I don't want to break it by ripping it in half, so I'll just sort of just agitate the edges on it for a bit, make a little well in the middle, and get this in to some proper soil so that we can start to hopefully really develop. Here we go. Get him in there like that, and I'll put a cane in there as well. Really should have 2 canes, this I would imagine, but I'm just going to stick one straight through the middle there for the moment, and I'll get some of this soft wire, which is just twisty wire, and I'll go around the pair of them, and all I'll do, I'll go quite high up the plant and just go around both lots, getting in there, so it's not putting any tension on things at all, but it's just holding itself up. What I've also been doing with the other tomato plants that are outside, I've been pinching off the lower runners, you could call. Now that will just, so when it does grow and it waits, that will just take the weight of the main tomato plant. So there we go, that's done, I'm happy with that. So yeah, any of the low ones coming out here, for example, I'm just picking off the little branches so that all the energy goes into growing the ones that have come up and become established. Anything's low like that I'm taking off. And again, just pinching them at the right at the base with your fingernail or thumbnail, whatever, and literally just getting rid of them. And you really want to be doing that to all your lower roots, I gather, as I say, because that encourages the growth at the main body. Right, here we go again. All the veggies are now own yet. It will be very shortly, hopefully. But we've been out and we've picked some spinach, some sorrel, and some coriander from the garden. Now I'm going to make one of my wraps. I've been off these for a while because I've been very, very busy, but I want to get back into eating these again over dinner time. Now with the amount of stuff I put in them, normally they are called a wrap, but because it's so big, I think you might as well call it a burrito. And here's a bit of trivia for you. A burrito is very similar to a wrap. It's where, in other words, you put a filling in and wrap it up. And then you've got a thing called you ever heard of a chimichanga? Well, apparently, I never knew what that was. And a chimichanga, apparently, don't quote me on this, but I think it is a deep fried burrito. So there you go, I didn't know that. Obviously comes from Mexico, I would imagine, being the name sounds Mexican. But yeah, that's what a chimichanga is. It's a deep fried burrito, and the burrito obviously is a form of fatter wrap, I would suggest. Anyway, let's show you what I've got here. Right, so here's what I've got in today's burrito. Again, I love this when it's all garden produce. So first of all, I'm going to be putting in some cheese, which is a cheddar cheese there. I've got some sliced onion, raw. I've got some cucumbers. I've got some small tomatoes, which are plum tomatoes there. I've got some beetroot. I've got some dill pickles, if you want to call it that, or gherkins, depending where you are. I've got some garlic sausage as well. There's my wrap, which is based with herbs. And this is what I've actually got from the garden at the moment. We've got some spinach, we've got some sorrel, and we've got some coriander. Hopefully, in time, most of this will come from the garden as well. I've got my garlic mayo there for the base dressing, and I've also got this, I like a bit of hot spiciness with mine, so I've got this very hot Cajun sauce as well, so I'll be putting some of that in. And obviously salt and pepper as well. So this isn't a cooking vid, but I've just thought I'd make this showing you that healthy eating, this is what healthy eating is. There's really not a lot of bad stuff here for you, and it's all fresh. And there's no reason why. If I bought this in the shop, this would probably cost something like, well, about £5, I would imagine. So this is what I do with these, as you've probably seen. I've done a video on this, by the way. Just a light drizzle of garlic mayonnaise there, and then I just lay my leaves on as a base over the base of the wrap like that. So I'm just going to throw some of these on. Now, as I say, this is just normal spinach. This is, well, it's not baby spinach. It's full-size spinach, really, I suppose, but you could use baby spinach. We was buying that in bags from the supermarket. You can get it fresh and washed and all that. So I like to put as much greenery as I can in to my wraps, because I'm a great believer that these sort of things are very good for you. That's that, look, that sorrel that we was growing. Look at them lovely leaves that's come up with, lovely colour. And sorrel apparently gives a little lemony flavour to it. So just whack them in as well. And it's nice having this sort of stuff because you're filling something up with loads of stuff and it's all healthy instead of being rubbish. Coriander, I put the stalk in as well. It's only thin baby shoots, so I'm just going to whack that in as well. Look, just adds another depth of flavour, and you can't beat herbs, especially like this. That's a bit woody, that one, so I'll leave that one out. So right, that's that. And all I'm going to do then is I'm going to give that a little bit of a dusting with my Cajun, very hot Cajun sauce. Like, I might put this on a couple of times, so I'll just sprinkle it all over. Look, oh, lovely. I like it with a little bit of bite to it, you see. Some people probably don't like this, but that's not a problem. I tend to shovel it on. That's that. And at this time, I'll just whack a bit of white pepper on there. Give a little background spice to it as well. And not too much salt, just a little bit of salt. If we had rock salt here, I'd probably use a bit of that. But anyway, that's that. Next thing, I'm quickly laying on down the whole length of the burrito. It's not a burrito, it's a wrap. Down the whole centre, 3 little round discs of garlic sausage. Just flatten it out a bit. I tend to put the flat stuff on first, you see, so I'm just going to double lay the cheese on there. Again, you don't have to put the cheese on there. You can leave that out if you want. Or you can leave the meat out and just have all the vegetables. It'll still taste fantastic. And now we're going to go for the beetroot. Again, down the middle. Again, we grew beetroot last year. I haven't grown none this year. I'll have to plant some out, actually. My dill pickles, which Sharon hates, by the way. Even in the fast food takeaways, like the McDonald's and stuff like that. She absolutely gags if she gets a bite of one of these. So I love them, I do. So it's just something I do. And yet she'd eat pickled herring. You know that roll mop thing with that raw fish, raw herring in a vinegar. She'll eat that. I can't work that out, but there you go. Bit of the old cucumber. Again, hoping to grow our own this year. I'll just have a little bit more seasoning on there. Just a little tad more like that. And then finish off with down the middle. I'll keep it all down the middle because it makes it a little bit easier to roll, you see. That's the whole idea of it. And this goes together really quickly. Ultimately, if you have little containers in your fridge, as I've mentioned before, with all of the ingredients in little plastic Tupperware containers, then you're ready to go for about 4 or 5 days. And it's just assemble like I'm doing here, basically. So sprinkle on some raw onion down the middle. You don't have to if you don't want, but I like it. And onion, again, is another great medicine, natural medicine for the body. So there you go. And there we go. So that's that. Let's just dry my hands off like that. And finish off. Don't have to do this. Again, with a slight drizzle, just a slight drizzle of our garlic mayonnaise. Now, doesn't that look very, very healthy? Absolutely lovely. Very, very little fat in there. I know we've got the mayonnaise, but again, you don't have to have that. You can use yogurt, I suppose, if you wanted that. That'd give a little bit of a tang to it. And as you know, I put it on a bit of silver paper, fold the end of the kitchen foil over, and I'm just going to position that and fold it in, bring one end in, push it in, and just, you sort of manipulate it. You sort of manipulate it down its length. I've had these normally where I can't actually join them together. But that's more of a burrito. This is still a wrap in my eyes, so there we go, like that. And I'll just put that there, fold that bottom up so it holds the bottom in. That's what you want the double layer for. Just tuck that in, bring that around like that. And then pull it all together with your fingers and then just roll it. Roll it up. And there you go. Dinner or lunch is served. How easy was that? That can go picnicking. Lovely, fantastic. Easy to wrap up. Put that in a plastic bag, give it a little twist, and then you've got it saved for taking out for a quick tasty snack somewhere. But ideally, we'll eat this now. I'll eat this now. Sharon wants soup. So she's going to have to make herself a cup of, not a cup of soup, can't give it that. No, I'll make her soup. And it means opening a tin, unfortunately, because I ain't boiling up any soup. But anyway, there's my burrito. No, it's not a burrito. There's my wrap. Cum burrito. It's not a burrito. It's not big enough for a burrito. It's definitely a wrap at the end of the day. And I'm going to have this now, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.